Whether it was speaking English or Spanish or trying to speak German, it was skateboarding that spoke the language that brought us all together. We see creativity's premier intention is problem solving for the good of humanity. I think the reason that any betrayal or specifically church hurt cuts so deep is because we are reliving that pain of betrayal since the beginning of time over and over again. Welcome to PSA from the UK. If you're new here, we're usually in a studio in downtown Los Angeles, but today I'm coming to you from Manchester. And if you're back, I want to thank you for the continued support. I want you to know that I'm always thinking of you guys, so I wanted to make sure I connected with you guys, even though I'm overseas and it looks like it's gonna rain. So this quick story. My first trip overseas was in 1993 to the Munster Monster Mastership. It was a pro skateboarding event in Germany. When I landed at the airport, I was having a hard time speaking with people, so I decided to give Spanish a try, and Spanish worked better than English. Thanks, Mom and Dad. You were right. Again. So I was able to get from the airport to the city, but I still couldn't find the hotel, and then I heard taka 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 taka. I was like, oh my God, skateboarders. And I go, hey. And they looked at me and they go, Felix? And I was like, oh my God, you know me? I said, can you guys help me get to this hotel? And they were like, no problem, follow us, we're going there. Whether it was speaking English or Spanish or trying to speak German, it was skateboarding that spoke the language that brought us all together. From the beginning of time, we see in the scriptures God showing us that He's creating for the good of His most prized creation, you and I. When it's dark, He makes light. When it's only water, He makes land. When creation seems too desolate, He makes man. And when man seems lonely, He creates woman. And then He provides all they need in the garden. At the end of Genesis chapter 1, it says, God saw all that He had made, and it was very good. We see creativity's premier intention is problem solving for the good of humanity. And then we see while God is serving us, man solves his first problem by sacrificing a rib to create woman. And whether you believe it or not, or it's fact or hyperbole, we learn from the beginning that sacrifice creates opportunity. Adam then gets tasked to name the animals. What an ambitious and creative endeavor. And unfortunately, Eve has that interaction with the snake, which creates our first act of betrayal, and it's actually betrayal of God's intention for us. You know, thousands of years later, I still see snakes coming between God's intention for us. Except now, instead of snakes, it's men and women acting like snakes coming between God's intention for us. I think the reason that any betrayal or specifically church hurt cuts so deep is because we are reliving that pain of betrayal since the beginning of time over and over again. I know sometimes people get stuck on the artistic expression in Genesis, but if we believe that God is creating all creation to exist in harmony, why wouldn't we be able to communicate together? I mean, they were creating with God, and Adam's supposed to name the animals. He's probably going to ask them, what do you think about your name? And then the snake ends up living up to its name. Since conception, language was sounds that brought us together, not apart. We should not want to communicate so we could hate. Language should be something that brings us together, not apart. How can I create a sound that connects us, not destroys us? The first time I came to Europe was because of creativity on my skateboard. This time it's for creativity off my skateboard that has me in Manchester shooting a new TV show. I can't go any deeper into the show right now, but I will in a later episode. But it makes me think of how ironic that we could think that our creation would be happenstance instead of coming from an ultimate creator. It is shocking to me every time because my faith, my creativity is what makes things a reality. And I live a life by design, not by default. So I hope that everything I create honors the creator in every space that I enter, and it continues to build community. And I want you to join me in that. You are not an accident, you are divine design. And although we are not perfect, we can keep improving the future that we are all creating together. So please click through, check out some of these other videos, and let's keep creating a beautiful future together. And until next week, let's love more, and I'll see you at the next PSA. It's raining now. I gotta get out of here. Take care, guys.